He just wants the same stats as Addy. That's what it is.
Oh, you're right.
It's 4 strength, 5 dex.
Wait a second. He wants a
like,
level playing
ground. We're gonna be even.
Wow.
I'm gonna beat you with the same stats. I got bow, I got spear, I got the new character, but I'm gonna beat you with the same stats. There's no stats John's here.
And Kaya has some incredibly interesting signatures. I really like how some of them function. I think the down sig in particular with the twirling is the most fun. It's kind of reminiscent of the Olgrim chainsaw.
Oh yeah. Well, it's really nice because Spear doesn't have the grounded or stacked hitbox that it used to, right? Because Downlight used to hit stacked.
Right.
Now that it doesn't really have that, most Spear players will go to that jump down air, but Kaya doesn't have to do that. She doesn't have to rely on it. She can just throw out the down sig, step a little bit back, and she'll hit that stacked down sig. Granted, she has to deal with active frames, but if she gets the read for the stacked hit, it's a really strong option.
And here we are, first game of Mammoth Fortress, what we consider to be our neutral starting stage. It's Addymestic is fighting against Blue's bow. And getting hit by a nice neutral air there. Blue evening up the damage.
Juggling.
Yeah, the Nair is really nice because not a lot of characters have options to deal with characters landing so easily. But he's able to put him back right above his head so that he can have a great job of being able to just combo him around while he tries to get back on the stage, get his jumps back. Nice side light, but here Blue is at a damage deficit. A D-Light recovery, D-Light Sarah from the sword could possibly end it. A nice gauntlet string as well into recovery. These recovery moves are so great for KO.
We are seeing Addy not get those big strings that he needs with those gauntlets. Generally speaking, you see those gauntlet players go for those, double side light into the recovery
and a punish on that side sig from the Sarah from Blue. He's going for these down sigs to be able to get him off the side of the map. Downlight does not connect. There's the 2 side lights into recovery. He waited out that side light. Instead of gravity canceling it, he just landed back on the stage, watched what Blue's reaction was, saw there was none, and took the stock. Now Blue has to even things up here. Otherwise, it's going to look pretty dangerous if Addymestic's able to get into these gauntlets.
We do see Blue off stage, a dangerous spot, but able to get back up. And Addy on that neutral game, got the Nair, couldn't quite get that recovery hit. We are seeing him try to punish this aerial approach from Blue, just trying to hit those quick dash jump Nairs underneath him.
Ooh, and the only thing that Blue is being able to hit right now is a Nair on the spear, and that's not going to KO for a long time. The Cider doesn't even do it. Addymestic intelligently stares beneath the weapon toss to save his dodge, makes it back with an incredible amount of damage on him, and that neutral light's gonna send Blue off stage. Recovery gets the KO, but Blue was on danger of being 2 stocks down there.
Oh yeah, I was really nervous for him because he had Addy off stage, and generally speaking, you go for the weapon toss, and then there's another weapon on stage, so that at the very least, when you come back to neutral, you'll be at even against your opponent. But there wasn't a spawn for a really long time, and I was worried that Blue was going to end up putting himself in a dangerous spot, but he does.
Oh no, weapon toss. He's going to get a KO. Addymestic goes for the down air instead of the ground pound, giving Blue an opportunity to be able to recover away from the stage, and now we're back to neutral here. Nice side light, recovery, clean kill, just as before. I guess it's like the most satisfying way to be able to get a KO on gauntlets because you know it's going to work. But Blue,
it's just consistency for Addymestic at the very least. It's the side light into recovery. He doesn't have to rely on a side sig setup or read. He just hits the side light and he's like, all right, I've got this recovery.
So Blue going with these Sairs, nice weight with that dash and downlight Sair. Addymestic not nearly as much in the lead as he was before, as Blue's looking to KO Addymestic really soon here. Weapon toss keeps him off, is denying him the weapons. Sair does not connect. He finds himself off stage, however, and any damage Addymestic is in is amazing at this point. Blue is just hitting these small attacks that aren't going to get this KO, but nice weapon toss into recovery. Addymestic wanted to take advantage of him off stage, and Blue said not today.
We're at basically even between the two. Blue had that slight weapon advantage, but Addy immediately gets the spawn pick up Nair, and he was juggling Blue for a little bit, just adding up this damage onto Blue, and Blue really not able to find any response.
Yeah, he's chipping away with these neutral attacks. He's like, I'm okay if I don't get massive strings, because I'm winning in neutral every time. Side light, run back. Neutral light, run back. D-Light Sair, run back. Blue is now in kill percent, and he has only this bow, and he has to get in with quite a few strings before Addymestic can even worry about dying. Ground pounding there is kind of scary, though, when you're in the lead.
That's a dangerous spot to be underneath a bow. That stacked ground pound can be absolutely devastating, especially that low of Blue over to the spear, just trying to get a different type of neutral game. Has a slight range advantage. There's the weapon toss, couldn't quite pick up the downlight.
Oh, and the Sair, is that going to KO? No, it isn't. The weapon toss is not connected either. Addymestic has opportunity, and that's a good option. I was expecting a ground pound, but he goes in for that recovery, kills Blue off the top, and Blue making an impressive showing. Addymestic, however, looked really dominant in that game one. It was constantly in the lead. Like, yeah, sure, Blue was getting these stocks, but
it was even at the very beginning, but once Addy got the lead, he just maintained that lead. You didn't see him overcommit off stage or anything like that. He just said, all right, I have the one stock lead that I need, and I'll just keep this damage deficit.
Ooh, but now we are going to Twilight Grove, somewhat thematic for Kai's character. And it has...
Keeping the snow theme.
And it has what's unique compared to all the other stages in the sense it's got its own little mini stage on the right there. That little floating island that can be used also as like kind of a buddy for combos, as well as another place to run if you're ever in a lot of danger. But this offstage game by Addymestic right now with these ground pounds, Blue manages to escape, finds his signature, puts Addymestic off the stage, but he's managed to recover.
We do see Blue trying to just slow it down a little bit, not going to be too close to that corner.
Wow.
Another ground pound. And Blue again resets back on the stage, but he's still sticking very close to that corner. And every single time, Addy's able to shove him off and put that pressure with those ground pounds.
Addymestic's got great spacing on the ground pound at the edge there, being able to land on the stage, but still get that hitbox to put on some damage and put Blue into a dangerous position. Blue managing to hold on to the stock. The weapon toss is active, goes to the recovery. Addymestic, excellent patience, gets the recovery, but oh no.
Oh, off the bottom, and Addy falls with it. It's just a complete reset. That was almost really good that Addy got that recovery underneath, but he just couldn't quite get back to the wall.
Right, Addymestic's idea was when you get a hit, you activate a chase dodge, regardless of whether or not your dodge or your jumps are gone. And he tried to chase dodge back into the stage, but he went diagonally instead of straight up and ended up hitting the stage. And that's why he wasn't able to recover. The idea was sound. Now Blue, getting whooped by this gauntlet string, double sidelight into these ground pounds are going crazy. Blue needs to get back on stage and get a weapon.
But that's just enough to keep the damage relatively even. Blue had the slight damage lead before that big gauntlet string. He was able to send Blue into the top of the sky and then over to the left wall. But Blue, he's able to find response and damage.
He's getting some excellent spot dodge reads too. Blue's kind of getting in Addymestic's head here as he gets the recovery. This is the first solid lead he's had. All set, but Addymestic.
Nice there.
No,
Addy again!
Oh no.
Get this boy some headgear, some protection, because he has bopped his head on the bottom of the map twice.
He keeps going for the coolest combos and then chase dodging into the corner of the stage and dying, which is really unfortunate. And Blue, he's not thinking that's unfortunate because he's getting some damage on the Addymestic here. Nice neutral light, goes to that downlight right afterwards, doesn't find the connection, but Addymestic is getting destroyed by the spear. Side air, neutral light, recovery. Weapon toss stops the signature. Addymestic is nearing kill percent here, and Blue still has a second stock.
And these weapon tosses from Blue, it's worth pointing out that they haven't been charged up the way that Dobrain does it. And again, Addy!
3 times.
That all of his stocks have been
3 times
underneath the map, hitting his head. You can even see the accident there. Blue kind of running away with that. Really good job avoiding the gimps, though. You saw specifically the second stock, Addy, he had the ground pound, had the dare, but Blue was able to get enough away and just let Addy kind of seal his own.
It's crazy, but I think Addymestic had much better offstage presence the entire game if it weren't for the fact that he killed himself.
Pick Shipwreck. Yes.
Shipwreck.
Yes.
That's gonna remedy a lot of the problems that Addymestic just faced during that game.
Well, at the same time,
less stage, but
there's gonna be less wall for Addy to return to. It is worth mentioning though, Blue is in the same clan as M for Mini, so potentially they've been practicing together. M for Mini made a big name for himself last year. Maybe Blue's trying to do the same.
Right, and right now we were seeing them game 3 against Addymestic, who, as far as we're concerned, is favored in this matchup as we don't know much about Blue. But Blue, really strong in this legend, goes in for that side air. Nice dash jump side air. D-Light into Sarah puts Addymestic into the orange. He's controlling the stage, looking for these side lights and these neutral lights. I loved that read there. Addymestic barely dodging out of the way, but he's not getting a lot of damage in return. And the D-Light Sarah sends Addy off the stage, and now he has to worry about recovering. Excellent signature. Is that weapon toss going to do it?
Not quite enough. The ground pound rested on top of Addymestic's head. Really good positioning from Blue, just keeping Addymestic on that left side. Caught him with the down sig and ends up cleaning up the stock. A neutral light punishing the spot dodges. Addymestic keeps going for these spot dodges and Blue is recognizing it and punishing it.
I love when opponents go for edge guards with the ground pound where they wait and then they like do a short jump and then go for the ground pound to kind of bait out a reaction. I think they're going to go for the ground pound a lot earlier. Let's see if Addymestic has a similar idea here. No, Blue just gets in with that chase dodge recovery. Downlight Sair has the spear. He's going to toss it up to deny the weapon from Addymestic, but no, Addymestic is just going to get a sword instead. And Sair's off the stage.
Blue doesn't have a weapon, doesn't have a jump, and that is going to be it. Addymestic evening up the stocks.
And that is a trademark of Shipwreck. They're trying to go for that down air. Most players
Not
will try to get
enough
their
wall.
jump back, but there's not really much wall to jump onto there, and so you'll just find yourself falling to your death if you're not careful. Excellent gauntlet string, sends him off stage, gets that neutral air, tries to go for a ground pound, misses, Neutralite sends him off the stage, and Blue trying to come in with his bow and is getting completely destroyed. Addymestic goes for that early side stick finish and he misses, but these nairs are just pulling Blue out of the ground and sending him back to the stage to get pummeled again.
But this is kind of one of the pitfalls of the Val pick, is that coming in with that 4 force means that you're not doing as much damage as kind of the
You have to
standard
do a
Val where
lot
you go with
of
the
what
5.
you're doing
Yeah.
over and over again. Right. But regardless, Addymestic is succeeding, and that side sig nearly chipped Blue there. They go for that clash, weapon toss, Blue trying to find an opportunity. Addymestic not afraid. GC sidelight, unarmed, sends Blue towards the off the stage, and Addymestic just needs to find those gauntlets again so we can get that recovery kill off the top.
Blue does have the weapon. He's throwing it away. He wants the spear. Can't get the jump Sair. Addymestic avoids death. He turns it around, and Blue's off stage. It's a dangerous spot. Nice weapon toss, and avoids the sword toss from Addymestic. Blue in control right now, but can't finish the stock off of Addymestic.
Tries to go for a recovery read, but Addymestic recovers high. He's looking for these recoveries. He recognizes that being unarmed.
Oh!
Wow, that down stick barely clipped like the edge of the shuriken.
Yeah.
Just held him in place to finish off that combo. A lot of Val's signatures have a thing where they have like a startup, and then if they connect, you get the rest of the stick. And that's what we saw there, but Blue immediately evens it up. A Sair, game 3, last stock for both players, and Blue has made this match look incredibly competitive, as Addymestic is getting down-aired, neutral-aired by the spear.
Trying to maintain that weapon control, leaving it on the board so that you can kind of trap Addy going for it, but Addy is able to sneak it out, and that's the first down sig we've seen from Blue, and it just does not work out. Those active frames put you in place, and Addy was able to get around and punish.
Goes for a downlight there, but Addymestic just stayed on the ground, waited for it, hit him with the neutralite from the gauntlets. Downlights are coming out from Blue to start some sort of string, but he's not finding it. I'm loving these nairs. He's reading Addymestic's aggressive dodges in or approaches inwards and just sending him back to where he was. Addymestic side sig, sends him flying, doesn't get the KO, but he puts Blue in a horrible position. But Blue takes advantage of it. Weapon toss, downlight, side air, weapon throw.
Side air.
Is this the game?
Addymestic, he's got one chance. He does get the wall touch. Blue not able to deny with that ground pound, but either way, Blue is gunning for the upset. Addymestic, he still gets the wall touch. He's gonna hold on, but Blue has the weapon advantage. He's got the health advantage. He's got the map control.
Addymestic is going for an RP, doesn't even want the weapon. These neutralites are crazy. Blue's trying to get this weapon throw, chase dodge. Sidelight sends him off the stage. Addy back on Blue, goes for the downlight. Addy sees his weapon. The weapon toss, however, stops him from picking it up. And the Sair nearly KOs. Addymestic is so deep into the red right now. Blue tosses that weapon. He just wants some opportunity. That's the Sair. He gets the KO. Blue makes it to winners finals and
Who
beats
is
Addymestic.
Blue?
Who is this man? Oh, nearly 700 damage. That is how hard that he worked during that set.